Hello everyone, I am Kimberly Halborna Ignacio. Today our topic is General Preventive Measure in Controlling Animal Health. Method of disease control, which is prevent the spread of infection. First is cleanliness. Cleanliness should therefore be a practical in farmer at all times. So dapat kita nga mga farmer kabalo na ta kung unsay ang mas maayo nga dapat limpyuhan naton nga aton nga farm or piggery or poultry. Sweeping and scrubbing a dirty floor and disinfecting it before occupancy. So dapat antes naton siya gamiton or kwan dapat is limpyuhan naton ang mga floor or unsay nato makita nga mga higko. Washing the hands and soap and water, cleaning and sterilizing needles and syringe before using them. So dapat, for example, magamit ta sang needle is dapat i-sterilize naton siya para ang mga bacteria nga makuan hindi madaot aton nga animals. Cleanliness precedes disinfection. So kung kabalo ta mo cleanliness sa aton nga farm is isa po na siya ka disinfection nga para dili ma-spread ang bacteria or mga disease. When we see disinfection refers to the destruction of microorganisms either by physical or chemical terms. Second is heat. Heat is a deadly of forms including thereof animal parasite and germs. If applied situation concentrations such as that produced by fire, it is also highly effective in form of steam under pressure and scalding water. For example is about sa plants. After ka mo germinate is dapat i-sterilize ani naton ang soil para ang mga bad bacteria or mga bad germs is mapatay and mga bad weeds para mas maayo ang tubo sa aton nga plant. Third is electricity. By its generating ability or its power to free elements from chemical combinations such as chlorine from a common salt or possibly the direct action of electrical current. It is a measure destructive of germs life. So ang electricity pwede naton siya is gamiton po naton para sa disinfection. On the other hand, destruction of microorganisms by chemical means is most important of anyone wishing to control the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms. Chemical disinfection case in time of the lister. So, sa lain nga pamaagi, ang disinfectant is damo pa nga gamiton para i-disinfect like soap, lye, and lime. Soap is a cleaning and tends of dissolve the natural protective greasy coating of the skin. So ang soap is for example halin ta sa piggery is isa po ni siya ka disinfection para for example we can wash our hands para matangtang ang germs. Second is lye. Chemical, this is a hydroxide of soda or hydroxide of a potash or mixtures of tuto. Pwede po ni natin siya gamiton sa disinfection. Amo siya ang lain nga disinfection sa mga basic lang nga mga disinfection nga aton nga gamiton. Methods of applying chemical disinfectants. Methods vary depending upon the region or area as well upon the materials to be disinfected. So, ang pag methods ang methods ng applying sang disinfectant is gadepindi po ni siya sang aton nga area. By mean of spray pump, this is used in applying liquid disinfectant to be woodwork. For example is COVID. So, ang ginagamit is by main and spray pump. Ginaspray nila ang mga disinfection para mapatay to ang mga bacteria or mga disease. Second is by use on large whitewash brush. So dapat kung maglimpyo ta is gamitan nato siya sang brush until naton i-disinfect. This lacks our efficiency of spray pump methods. It is quick and wasteful of materials. By whipping off badly wound. This must be done carefully to avoid unnecessary irritation and without inducing bleeding period. Kung when we see a badly infection is dapat to avoid necessary irritation nga para ang imo nga one is dili siya mulala or dili siya dalaganan sa mga bacteria. Third is quarantine. So dapat if sa karon sa aton nga mga panahon is uso naman ang mga sakit sa mga aton nga animals like foot and mouth disease. Tapos dapat kung aton nga animals is may disease na siya is dapat i-quarantine naton like human para sa aton is COVID. So dapat ta is quarantine or isolate para ang bacteria or viruses is dili na mulapta. It is so refer place with is are attend away to the animals until danger is spread contagious disease. So for example like sa aton nga human is COVID is dapat is quarantine natin siya para ang disease or virus is dili na siya mo mulapad or mudamo. Pasture rotation. This is a practical and an important method of controlling not only for some of the communicable disease but for the prevent and parasite infection as well as if naa ka mo animals dito lang kamo for example diri nga pasture diri kamo na pud malawig or inyo i-free range. Second is ibalhin na po ninyo sa second ninyo pasture para ang disease is dili siya mo balik-balik kay kun itinir nimo ang isa ka sapat da sa pasture for example naa pud ra ang disease or mga bad bacteria so dra na pud magbalik-balik din inyo animals is madaot siya makuan siya sang mga disease. Because parasite infection of livestock may very generally be controlled by a system of pasture rotation. Kay tungod sa pasture is ma-prevent naton ang mga disease kay hindi man ta permanente nga dito lang sige aton animals. Vaccination is a part of preventive measure is vaccination is important adjunction in the control of many livestock disease but the immunity of a relative and may be overcome by massive exposure or moderate exposure to highly virulent strain of infecting agent. So, ang vaccination is isa po rin siya sa ka-disinfectant. For example, sa imong farm, dapat naka-vaccinated imong mga animals para kung example na ay mga disease nga nagkatag is imo nga animals is ready ang ilang immune system is kanang mo fight sa mga disease or virus sa bacteria so imong animals is layo sa sakit maka-prevent sila. Number 6 is destroying ailing animals and disposal of carcass. Disposal of animal carcass is a proper manner is an important step in animal disease prevention. First is don't dispose of a carcass by disposing its or near or a stream of flowing water. So dapat kung kita may mga sakit na imo nga sapat dili nimo ihaboy sa may, sapa or sa suba. And second is don't use carcass for animal feeds because there is no too much danger that an infection or is a responsible for that by using of animal feed or it may be infection letter. So kung dapat hindi po nimo gamiton ang carcass kung may isa na po siya kasakit kay kung ipakaunin mo po sa isa nimo ka animals is mas spread ang disease mas spread. Don't permit an animal dead of contagious disease to remain so that biting insects can reach us of animals are continuously with infection. So dapat hindi lang ninyo talak-talakan ang mga na-infected or napatay na ninyo nga animals kay kung inyo na siya ihaboy lang so dapat ang iban nga mga insect is ila po na siya i-bite so kung makadto na pud sila sa lain nga farm ang mga insect is mas spread ang disease so dapat ilubong natin siya sa too deep of the earth. Principles of immunity. Infectious diseases are the result of coming together of two factors, virulent organs and a susceptible host. There are two principles of immunity. First is immunity defined and types of immunity. Immunity is defined. The terms of immunity is used to express relative resistance to disease. It's defined more exactly of the following. Immunity is a condition in which individual or species. Types of immunity is natural immunity. This refers to the non-susceptibility or center individuals to disease. It is a congenital or the result of normal growth. Natural immunity is divided into two species of immunity and individual immunity. So, ang natural immunity is katuning natural lang sa aton nga animals sa ilang nga immune nga amo lang gina sila nga murag wala naton sila na vaccinated. Natural lang ilang nga immunity. Species of immunity is the disease resistant is exhibited by certain species. Is a species immunity is tagalain-lain sa animals is may lain-lain po na sila nga mga immunity sa ilang nga body. Ang individual immunity is there are a sentence individual within the same species appear to be more resistant to particular disease. So dapat ang individual immunity is, for example sa chicken is may lain-lain po na sila nga immunity sa ila taga-klase sa manok para i-fight nila ang mga disease i-fight nila ang disease nga mo contact. Acquired immunity is even a susceptible species infection disease frequently terminate and recovered individuals are greater or less extent resistant to fewer attacks of the same disease. So ang acquired immunity is amo siya ang mga disease nga ga-terminate sang recovery or maka-recovered lang ang aton nga animals. Ang active immunity is that a phenomenon wherein a cells of immune animals are active and producing immune substance or antibiotic. For example is by one and having a natural case of the disease. Second is injection of living organisms like mga vaccine nga katong i-vaccine naton ang aton nga mga chicken para makuha siya sa mga incoming disease. Passive immunity is produced by introduction of immunizing substance of an actively immune animals into other animals. For example, is imo nga animals is naka-immune na siya, so naa siya high nga body para, for example, is may isa pod ka animals nga wala naka-immune is so ang imo nga animals is mas layo siya sa disease kay naka-immune naman imong animals like na vaksina na nimo siya. But passive immunity is not temporary, not lasting longer than 4 weeks in most cases. So, ang passive immunity is hindi na siya temporarily or hindi siya mag-lasting in 4 weeks is temporary lang siya. Ano lang siya ang passive. Formation of antibodies. It is a definition of some terms involve the formation of immune bodies is important. For example, including is the antigen. Those and substance which is introduced into animal bodies stimulate certain body cells to produce modified globulins called antibodies. So, ang antigens is ga-modify po ni siya sa mga antibodies nga kung may mga disease or bacteria is maka-prevent ni siya sa aton nga body. It was be the first believed that only proteins possess antigen properties. All antigens are highly specific. So, ang antigens kuno is taas siya nga makabulig sa imong nga bodies to prevent sa mga disease, virus, or mga germs. Second is antibodies. These are a modified globulins produced in the animal body with response to the injection of antigen and reacting specifically with the antigens which have been injected so that they may be phagocytized, agglutinated, precipitated, or lyse. So, ang antibodies is ga-modify po ni siya ang antibody is ga-produce po ni siya sa aton nga bodies to prevent sa mga diseases or virus or mga bacteria. We can proceed in the next topic as rules and regulation governing the handling communicable animal disease. First is a section 1, disorder should be known as the animal disease control rules and regulation. Kita nga as a farmer dapat kabaluta kung unsa ang mga pag-disease or pag-control sa mga disease kag ang mga regulation nga dapat naton sundon.